We're gonna give it a whirl here and see how it goes. Oh boy, that might be out of the park. I'll be honest with you, really doesn't look like that much dirt from up there. Looks a little bit different down here, right? 3 giant piles of dirt coming from 3 trucks, almost as tall as me. But if you take 30 steps to the left or right, the situation changes. As you can see, I'm now at risk of getting hit by a foul ball. A court that's needed some love, but it's gotten it from 2 local Bangor basketball players. Giving you an inside look as to what it's like with the Orono Canoe Race Team, the only team of its kind in the entire state. You ever been asked where you want to be 5 years from now? Pretty overwhelming, right? But that's the thing, it wasn't for Newman. Since the pandemic started, Piscataquis County has been Maine's version of the pro sports bubble. We're just 2 hours away from game time between the Maine Black Bears and Weber State Wildcats. QB1 going to be a big task for both teams. Chris Ferguson has led Maine to one of the best FCS offenses in all the country this year. Hanging 2 feet over water.
Just starting off, I'm already thinking about my strokes. It's kind of an adrenaline rush once you leap off the block.
It's Noah Carver's first year swimming for Washington Academy.
Just propelling myself through the water is a really new and really interesting feeling, and I really like that.
Noah has no fear. After all, what you can't see won't hurt you.
It's a leap of faith to challenge yourself to something new, to something very visual.
Noah was born completely blind.
I just accepted it. I'm blind in a sighted world, and I need to find ways to adapt.
His ears have become his eyes.
I can't rely on my hearing at all underwater. I just have to rely on where my body is, versus if I'm above the water, I can kind of glean an idea, basically, of where I am, depending on what I have as kind of a sound source.
Noah's internal compass guides him towards familiar voices.
It was really my mom who convinced me, you should really do this. She kept suggesting it, and finally I said, okay, I'll try it. I ran out of room, couldn't do the flip turn.
It's all right. It's all right.
Noah's parents, Suzanne and Buzz, have helped steer Noah through it all.
My main focus is not to let my inhibitions or my fears or my preconceptions of what he can and can't do interfere with him actually living his life to the fullest that he can live it.
Nothing is too great for Noah, a blind fear unique to him, admired by everyone in his life.
If you want something, you can go out there and achieve it, no matter what boundaries you have to go around.
To see him excel in things that he loves to do is just amazing, and it's a thrill to watch Noah succeed.
It's November.
Everyone back on the line.
A symphony of colors prelude darkness. Cleats echo on the frozen ground. It's playoff season, and the next game could be your last.
Being a senior now this year, I've kind of put in the role of myself, like, you have to do your best, or because it could be your last.
River Mullen and every Herman senior share that sentiment. But for Mullen, it hits a little harder.
It was a relatively early in the year, hard practice.
I remember just feeling really bad, like pain in my arm hurting.
You're out.
End up going towards Coach Glant or the coaches and / our athletic trainer Ari.
Got it?
Remember trying to walk towards them and just falling, and then after that I don't remember anything.
He came to shortly after. Doctors ran every test they could think of, but Mullen checked out okay.
Bringing up 4th down.
A freak incident that sidelined him for Herman's Week 2 tilt against Waterville.
As much as he wanted to play that Friday night, we had to tell him to sit out. So let's put it that way.
Mullen came to peace with the decision, thanks to some advice from someone who knows the pain of losing the game.
There's more life than the 48 minutes on a football field.
Rivers' brother Garrett was forced to give up his college football career at the University of New England due to ongoing complications from a serious bout with bacterial pneumonia.
I just told him that, you know, this could have been something very serious that could have sidelined you for the whole year.
Every week, Garrett takes the 2-hour drive north from UNE to Herman to coach and be there for his brother, who's playing for more than himself and his team.
I thought about it. I was like, if he's gonna be my coach, then I gotta kind of ball out for him. I'll have his number on my cleat all the time. His old 56 jersey, it's always on my cleat.
They've suffered, cried, laughed, won, and lost. They've done it all together. Win or lose against Winslow on Saturday, they'll continue to live life as brothers.
No matter what the outcome is, you know, he's my brother. You know,
We'll eventually move on.
yeah, to say, if you end your senior year saying 3 consecutive years, went to playoffs, that's pretty good.
If I don't talk, I can calm down, or I can sit still.
It's the constant battle Michael Westphal faces.
I can sit very still, but as soon as I start talking, it gets worse.
Every second of every day, as he's been living with Parkinson's for the last 12 years.
Oh, it's very annoying, and just because you're in social situations and you can't stop moving.
But he's learned to live with it every step of the way.
You just have to push through it, push through the pain.
With a disease that inhibits movement, Westphal runs half and full marathons.
The friendship and the support I've gotten from the Maine running community, it's been tremendous.
He's no stranger to that community. The Great Cranberry Isle resident ran at MDI High School and later went on to compete at the University of Maine.
One year we left our top 10 runners home from a smaller race, and I won the race. That was fun.
He continued to race after college, even winning the Paul Bunyan Marathon in 1980, but he eventually took a step back.
Family life took over, and I coached in the league and spent time with my kids. I didn't race much.
Then it started.
I started feeling symptoms in 2003, tightening of the muscles on the left arm, left shoulder, and it got progressively worse.
He was diagnosed with Parkinson's a couple years later. But only recently has Westphal returned to running, thanks to an old friend.
I was inspired by Gary Allen.
Allen and Westphal grew up on the island together. In 2013, Allen ran from Cadillac Mountain all the way to Washington, D.C. in just 2 weeks.
I figured if he could run 50 miles a day, I could get up off the couch and run four miles down to the end of the island and back.
And that he did. Marathons, big and small. Great Cranberry Isle, MDI, Boston, New York, you name it, he's done it.
I think that any of us that feel like we're tired or feel like we can't do something in life, you just need to look toward Mike Westphal, and if you're not inspired by that, you're not paying attention.
He defied the odds once again this fall at the MDI Half Marathon.
Yeah, he looked pretty strong the whole race, so very happy that he finished strong.
With his brother Rolf and the entire island cheering him on, Westphal finished with a time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 36 seconds, a 7-minute, 48-second mile pace.
A lot of locals watching today, and it's nice to do a nice job in front of them.
For him to continue on, to do the things he loves, is just, it's amazing, very inspiring, and I'm just so proud of him.
Curtis back to work in the third quarter, in the paint, gets the friendly home roll to go. He's 1 point away at 21. Everyone in the gym eager in anticipation, holding up those signs, pointing to him, pointing those ones up, and fitting. It would be a free throw. He missed the first, but knocks down the second. Number 1,000, there it is. Warriors cut the lead in half, but Maine comes right back. You gotta see this. Once, twice, 3 times. Off the helmet, off the stick, and in. Unreal goal by Adam Daw. Disgusting. One more time on the replay. To the women's game. Could Channel 7 get a goal tonight? That is the question. Imagine me as this dog right here, looking on, hoping for a goal. No score in the first half. Husson with a chance. Bree Salter takes a shot, but Isabel Lang is there for the save. Yeah, I feel you, man. Still nothing. The key player, Lydia Brillant. She's been outstanding come tournament time. A bit of a quiet regular season for her. But I think it's going to come down to spreading the wealth. I wasn't the biggest Kobe Bryant fan on the court, but you got to respect the rise after 2003 in Denver and the rape allegation, you gotta respect the guy for really doing his best for the women's basketball game, really doing his best for the global game.